Are these chili plants growing fast or not? Good afternoon, good evening, good night, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Happy Wednesday to you all. It is Wednesday, 15th of April, 2026, and it is day 59 of the Chili Grow Up. Now, we're going to slow things down and change things up a little bit here. The plan today is, even though it's easy enough, I find, to be checking on progress every single day, but I think I need to start checking the actual growth of the plants. So what I wanted to do today was using the trusty tape measure, just get some measurements of our tallest plants, and as well as plants that have broadest leaves, just to see like the width, length. And then I'd like to have this all obviously documented in the video. We can then check in either a few days time or maybe weekly, just to have a little look and see how much growth progression is going on, how much taller they're getting, how many new leaves, new shoots, root length progression. Just having a quick look just to see how well these plants are actually doing. Because we can check every day and it's like, yep, they're doing good, they're growing, but how well are they actually doing? I don't know if you can hear the thunder rumbling in the background here. It is monsooning, crazy weather. I do like a good storm, but it's not the best for me, and certainly not the best for Miss Lucy. So we just got her in the warm, hibernating, haven't we, kid? You all right? You can go back to sleep. I didn't mean to disturb you. Right, let's get into day 59. Other than that, I hope you're doing awesome and you're having a great day, and I hope wherever you are, it's nice, warm, sunny and pleasant. So let's get into day 59. Thank you all for joining us. Let's do this. Been sorted out from our tallest ones here. Moving on to our second row of taller plants. And then we move on to not as tall, but these have the broadest, widest leaves. Just beautiful. There. And here. And then we have our shorter plants, our slow growers. And then we also have the ones of concern. Let's have a check through these using the old trusty tape measure. Let's have a check through these and see where they're at now, so I can check in about a week's time and see where they're at then, and actually see what growth is actually happening, have it all recorded, and just see how these are progressing. Let's get into it. You know, they're gonna have different cups, different holes punctured in, different size stones, some without the cups at the moment because the cups that I'm using are a little bit bumpy on the bottom. So yeah, they're going to be different heights. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure straight in from the soil to the top there. So as you can see, that is about, at the very top there, about 2.5 inches, so 6 centimeters. Just checking here on our habanero, he's just hitting 5 centimeters. Look with his leaf, and 2 inches. Black jalapeno, again with that leaf, top leaf, even though it's curled, about the tip is just touching 5 centimeters, about 2 inches. Next up is our struggling habanero, shall we say. And as you can see, just shy of 4.5 centimeters, about 1.5 inches. We have here our black jalapeno. Six and a quarter centimeters, 2.5 inches. And our struggling padrone. Even though it's struggling, it's relatively tall. At 8 centimeters, 3.5 inches. So let's check our, I believe, decent growers. Not as tall, but these have the broader leaves, the wider leaves, and I just want to kind of see where they're at. So let's start with this Carolina Reaper. Just looking absolutely perfect. These leaves are just wonderful. Lots of new stuff happening there. This is our best reaper at the moment for sure. Now, not very tall, as you can see. Not the tallest. Oh, hang on, let's try not to damage the plant. So even though he's quite tilted, let's tip him back a little bit. So let's say about there. So 3 inches, about 8 centimetres. Yeah, looking right in the Carolina Reaper. The other ones are a little bit shorter, but I think it's growing at the rate it should be. No worries on the Reaper. I've got the 2 Armageddons here. One has been potted. One needs to be potted soon. Lots of action there. It is a bit tilted. It bent towards the light, and it needs to be turned and rotated. But honestly, I think very soon we're going to need to transplant this lovely plant, because it's going to run out of space. But looking good. And look at the width of these leaves. So let's do this. So the widest part of the leaf there, about 2 inches, 5 centimeters. And on the potted, let's say 1 3/4 inches. And about 3.5 centimeters. It's really crazy. Really nice. Relatively tall too. 3.5 inches and 9 centimeters. And yet the potted one, the transplanted one, which was transplanted too soon, a lot shorter, as you can see, 7 centimeters, 2 3/4 inches. But both are looking spectacular in my opinion. On these Armageddon tall / leggy plants right now. Let's not say leggy, let's say they're growing well, maybe a bit too well. So let's start with the Kashmiri Merch. We've got 3 here, and all are doing excellent at around about 10 centimeters, 4 inches there. No, sorry, 11.5 centimeters on that leaf. Yeah, 4.5 inches. Crazy. Now is this one, just a little bit taller there, 13 and 5 1/4. And then we have this one here. Tilt with it. Yeah, 4.5 and let's say 11. They are looking great though. Decent leaves. There we go, about 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters. And as you know, those roots are looking great. These ones are nuts, aren't they? Wow. We need to get you in a bigger pot very soon. And probably this one too. Let's have a look. Yep. Oh, yep, we got the roots at the bottom already. Collecting nicely. Really productive Kashmiri. A couple of Tabascos next. Now both do need the support, so that is going to affect the height measuring a little bit, but it's just to stop them from literally toppling over. We've got about 4.5 and just shy, 10.5 centimeters and 4.5 inches. This will be pretty much the same. Just shy actually. Just a little bit shy there. 10 centimeters, 4.5, around about that. Both are looking great though. Lovely on the leaves. Just beautiful. Hang on, let's do these ones here. Looking nice. Beautiful. And roots are all poking out the bottom now. I'm going to need to get some bigger pots, and there's going to be a lot of transplanting very soon for those Kashmiri Merch and these Tabasco. Of the striped peppers, here is a Zabrange and here is a Sugar Rush Peach Stripey. Now the Zabrange does have a little bit of support on the bottom. It's so loosely on there, it probably doesn't even need it now. But let's have a quick check now with the height. Let's see. 4.5 and 11.5. And on the Sugar Rush Peach Stripey, 3.5 and 9 centimeters. Now these leaves are significantly different. There we go there on the Zebranche. But have a little look at these Sugar Rush Peach Stripey leaves. 2 inches and 5.5 centimeters. Nice and long as well. But yeah, doing really, really good. Just excellent on these striped peppers. So there we have the Zebranche and the Sugar Rush Peach Stripe. Scotch Bonnet MOA, looking really, really nice. Beautiful leaves, nice and tall, and an awesome root system. So let's just check how tall. Yes. Yep, 10 and 4 inches. The leaves, standard I suppose, but they're looking alright. And again, dark green leaves, lots of new shoots. Can't complain at that. And an immense root system coming through there. It's beautiful. Scotch Bonnet MOA. Cayenne's next. Now this one is being propped up. As you can see, he's kind of bowed a little bit, so it's just leaning on that support cane. So we'll take that into consideration. Even though it's growing a bit awkward, if it's straightened up, I'd say it would be just shy of 11, just over 11 centimeters, and that'll be about 4.5, 4 3/4 inches. Leaves are standard. They're Cayenne leaves, relatively small. Tell you one thing though, the leaves, when these are starting to grow peppers, the Cayenne leaves chopped up into a salad, I cannot recommend enough. They're really tasty. I ate quite a few of them last year. Really nice. Don't think we got any roots. Oh, hang on, have we? We do, look. See them just popping out the hole there at the bottom? Popping out and saying good morning to everybody. That's good to see. A little root there on our Cayenne. Tallest plant. Not the most healthiest looking at the moment with these leaves, but the stem, solid, and I'm hoping this is just the way the plant grows. Obviously these leaves shriveling is a sign of too much light, not enough light, too much fertilizer, too much water, or not enough. I think it's a little stressed from the fertilizer maybe, and it is super tall, so I'm assuming at some point it's gotten a bit too close to the light. But it is our tallest plant, so let's give it a measure at, I'd say that's about 6 inches and 15 centimeters. Super, super tall. The leaves obviously are very, very thin and long. I think that is just the Thai pepper plant itself. My goodness, look at this root system. Just insane. Right down to the bottom, popping out the bottom as well. So there we have our tallest, which is the large orange. Some plants are just naturally better and bigger growers than others. Some need a lot more attention, a lot more care, and we need to monitor the ones that do. Here they are, and make sure they're getting enough light. It's not too strong, not too close. Strong enough, the right lumens. Feeding, watering, fertilizer strength, time outside, all can make a difference. Hopefully these plants end up looking like these plants very, very soon. It's important, I think, to do this so that we can, you know, every day you're not going to visibly see it, but if we check next week and I can compare with the other video how tall they were, we can really see the difference then. All in all, I think everything's looking good. Some need a bit of attention, but in the comparison, the majority are looking great. I have no complaints. I think they're doing good. Let's get them back under the light and wrap up day 59. Right. All of the plants are back under the blue light. So in summary, everything I think is looking good. As we know, we've got some plants that are going to need a little bit more attention, a bit more care, a bit more TLC, but I think everything's doing okay. We'll do another video of these in around about a week's time, so we'll be able to compare and see how much actual growth has progressed since the last measurements. That wraps up day 59. I want to thank you all so much for joining us today. As I always say, life is precious, and the fact that you out there are taking your time and your precious life and time to come and check out some moody old middle-aged British guy growing his chilies with his dog. I just really appreciate it. To all, 72 subscribers I think we're at now. I cannot thank you all enough. Anyone that's liked, commented, shared, subscribed, watched these videos, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Me and Lucy and I, we really appreciate it. Thank you all so much. Have yourselves a wonderful week. Have a great Wednesday, and we'll see you tomorrow. See you Thursday. You take care of yourselves. Make sure you look after me, myself and I, because no one's going to throw you a lifeline if you're drowning. Take care of yourselves. We'll see you tomorrow. See you Thursday for day 60. Take care. Bye-bye.